Hello, my beautiful Cancer friends. Welcome to your March 2023 tarot reading. I'm Kate Smith-Kors. I'm a light worker, a Reiki master, and a tarot intuitive, and I am here to deliver the collective messages for all of my Cancer friends out there. So if you're Cancer sun, moon, rising, Venus, all of the above, these messages could be for you. I encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. Not every single message in here might be for you, might be for other people who are watching as well. So the overall energy for you in March, Cancer, we have the 9 of air, 7 of water, 7 of air. So notice how there's 2 number 7 cards. Some of you could definitely have July birthdays, which totally makes sense for Cancer time frames. So July could be an important time of year for you, but I'm going to talk more in depth about those cards. The first one I really want to talk about, though, is the 9 of air, which is this one. And it says, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. I feel like your anxiety is fairly high in the month of March. I feel like you're really, It's this feeling of like overwhelm, overthinking, a lot of anxiety, overanalyzing, and you're almost going to like worst case scenario situations in your head, but I don't know that that is actually benefiting you, Cancer, okay? So Spirit's encouraging you to try to get the mind chatter slowed down, get yourself grounded so that you can go more peacefully and smoothly in your month of March, okay? And then we have the 7 of water, a complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. So if you have any Gemini placements or if you're connected to a Gemini, you might want to check out the Gemini reading as well, because I feel like there are going to be some similar messages in here that there's also in the Gemini reading. But Gemini also was told that there's a complex decision that needs to be made in the month of March. So check that out if that feels right to you. Anyway, Cancer, this complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. Definitely do some research before making any decisions here. That's very important. There could be a lot of options for you regarding a certain situation that's coming in, and you want to make sure that you choose right. You want to make sure that you choose one that feels really connected with your heart space. But I feel like there's more than meets the eye regarding some type of situation. So keep that in mind. There's more than meets the eye regarding something here for you. And then the 7 of air, also known as the 7 of swords, it says plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. Okay. So that's probably where I got the more than meets the eye phrase. Yeah, definitely there's a big message here about the timing of things. Certain things need to fall into place before moving forward. Spirit's encouraging you not to rush into a decision. There might be a plan that needs some revision here before moving forward. So I pulled some clarifying cards for you. We have the Empress. Some of you might be getting pregnant or expecting. The Empress is mother energy. This could also be something that you worked really hard on, and now you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. You're starting to see the effects of the hard work that you put in. You get to sit back and receive now. I absolutely love that. Also, if there's I'm getting a grandmother energy from this dove up here. So there could be a grandmother that is coming through in spirit for you as well, showing her love and support for you at this time. And we have the Hermit card. I'm so sorry for any glare that's happening. I don't have the ring light on. It's just my overhead lights. Anyway, the Hermit. Some of you might be retreating. This is the number 9, and that would definitely make sense if you are pregnant. That goes along with 9 months, and we have that 9 of air. I do feel like if you are pregnant or if you are trying to conceive, there might be some worry or anxiety there related to that. With the Hermit card, this is being a homebody. So you might really feel called to stay at home a little bit more than usual, or just like retreating. You just might not be as social as you have been lately. And I feel like this is probably going to last the majority of the month because this is a major arcana. So this is more long-term energy. But when you are ready to come out and shine your light, share the news, share the wisdom, whatever this is, then I think that it will be full steam ahead for whatever the situation is. Some of you might be getting a new pet or thinking about a new pet, or maybe you're wanting to purchase a house. The Hermit is very home oriented. So this could also be saying that if you've been thinking about buying a house, maybe you need to do some more research. Maybe the timing just isn't quite right now. So that's just something to consider. And with this Two of Swords that's coming out, this is also referring to a complex decision. This is more, though, needing to make a decision but not wanting to, because I feel like there's pros and cons to either way this could go. And it's almost like it could be overwhelming you to like the Nine of Air says, it could be overwhelming you to the point of where you're just at this standstill and you're freezing and you're like, I'm just going to let somebody else make this decision because I don't feel like thinking about it anymore. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. A decision will need to be made, but I do think that you have some time to make it because Spirit's telling you to do more research. This is a complicated decision. There's more than meets the eye. There's maybe a certain plan that needs revision. And the Hermit card is definitely a slower energy. He's slowing down. He's going at his own pace. He's going within. The Empress, she's not working right now. She's laying back receiving. So this is feeling like you're more in a receptive state. You're in a state of receiving now rather than pushing forward, moving forward, trying to force things. It feels more like you are laying back and receiving what's meant for you. So there were a ton of cards that came out for you for this Starseed Oracle that I pulled. I mean, I was only asking for one, and 5 came out. So the first card that I want to talk about is wait. It's not time yet. There are things being woven. Absolutely. There's that complex decision that needs to be made. Things are being woven. There's more than meets the eye. Don't rush into something. Wait. It's not the right timing. Then we have double mission. Lightworker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Some of you could be lightworkers or starseeds, and Spirit's asking you to just be authentic at this time. Serve the world by just being who you are. And maybe you don't consider yourself to be a lightworker or a starseed, but you are a really kind and generous and compassionate person. And maybe your love language is giving gifts, and you're choosing to serve the world by maybe paying for somebody's coffee in line in front of you, or maybe you're getting your best friend a just because present. And I feel like it's really helpful and healing. You're spreading kindness throughout the world just by being true to you and being authentic to you. So that was just an example there. Earthed, learning how to be human. In the world, but not of it. And see how she's floating above the ground there? I feel like you're very much in your head. Spirit's telling you need to get yourself grounded so that you can feel more at peace, feel more at home, feel like things aren't so much up in the air, because like Spirit said, there is probably a complex decision that needs to be made, and getting yourself grounded will help you make the best decision for yourself. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Some of you might have recently dealt with a loss, or maybe you're grieving the loss of a loved one or something like that. Spirit's telling you to surrender to that. Allow yourself the time that you need to grieve, okay? And if you're used to planning and preparing and being the one that moves forward on things and takes the action, Spirit's telling you to hold the opposite. Be the receiver. Be in a state of receiving. Surrender. especially if you are used to controlling situations, wanting to manipulate and control situations. In the most loving, kind way I can say that, but there it is. With the extremes of life, that part, I feel like some of you are dealing with a loss, and allowing yourself to grieve that is important. The C's of Mintaka: seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So I think that there's a situation, maybe some of you are looking at a fixer-upper, maybe there's a situation that maybe some people see as like not the best circumstances or something like that, but you see the potential in it, and you're bringing the unconsciousness, what others might not be able to see. You're bringing that to light. You're bringing your vision to light in some capacity. So that's a beautiful message there. These couple of cards are from Oracle of the Mermaids. I believe that's what it's called. And this card says yearning. It's number 40, longing for someone, undesired separation and pining. Again, some of you are dealing with a loss. Some of you might be dealing with a breakup or something like that. And your soul, your heart is really yearning for another person. Maybe it's your best friend. Maybe your best friend moved away, or you're separated from them for the time being, and maybe you really miss them. Or maybe it's a family member. Maybe your spouse works long hours and you just really miss them while they're at work. But there's definitely a longing or a yearning for someone or even something. Maybe you're yearning to own your own house. I'm just using this as an example because I feel like it's relatable. Maybe you've been renting for a while and you're really longing and yearning to be able to own something, call something your own. But again, Spirit's encouraging you that if that's a big decision that needs to be made, definitely double check contracts, double check the details, and wait on the right timing. Don't rush it. And then this card is number 12, the present. Definitely being in the present is important for you, Cancer, because when you start that overthinking, you're going to get yourself in a lot of that state of anxiety, and we want to avoid that. So the present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. So you can look at this card as the present, as in what's currently happening, or the present as in a gift. So some of you definitely have been gifted something. It feels like a beautiful spiritual divine gift. And I definitely feel that energy with this dove on the Empress card. So there's maybe an important special gift happening in March or around March. Or this gift is really like you're either receiving news on this gift in the month of March. There's something like that. And then also revelation of own value. I love that. You're starting to see yourself as having value, having worth. Maybe it's just by being you, but I feel like there's something that happened that you're like, wow, I feel like I have a purpose. Because of this, I feel more like this is why things played out the way that they did. This was actually a gift rather than something that happened to me. This actually happened for me. So that's a beautiful message there. I'm going to pull some cards. What's hidden from you, Cancer? What is hidden from Cancer? What's something that they're having a hard time seeing? Oh, you don't like asking for help. You want to be the helper. You want to be able to do it all, but you know what? You don't have to do it all. Don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? That's not you being lazy or being ungrateful or anything like that. You have a lot on your plate right now. And maybe that's just a lot on your plate mentally and you're having a hard time handling. That's okay. Ask for help. Lighten the load. Then we have Temperance. Some of you might be feeling impatient. Temperance is a card with a reminder of patience, balancing emotions. Some of you could be feeling really fired up about something. And I feel like you're either feeling really energized and feeling really good, or you're feeling really down and maybe a little bit sick. So there's like highs and lows that I'm picking up from this card. The Queen of Wands, okay? Some of you are entrepreneurs. Some of you might be getting quite creative in the month of March. Maybe you're doing like homemade gifts for birthdays or celebrations, or there's something like very homey and homemade, and like a creative energy that I'm picking up about this. Also, I love the black cat on the front of this card. She feels very like witchy, but also in a non-witchy kind of way. So some of you might be quite witchy, and some of you might have hidden witchy tendencies that you don't want other people to know about. And then we have the King of Wands. So there's definitely some fire energy, and this is like a power couple. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. You're both feeling, maybe you're feeling inspired by something. Maybe you're traveling together. Maybe you're taking action on something together. You guys really want to move forward on something, and you're feeling like you want to move forward. And it kind of sucks because Spirit's telling you wait for the right timing. But I feel like when the time is right, you will be prepared. You will be ready. And I feel like you're looking at this time in your life, in the waiting, as an adventure in itself. So that's exciting. Lover's card, Gemini energy. I mentioned this at the beginning of the reading. Some of you have an important Gemini in your life, or you have a Gemini placement, and this is representing a beautiful divine counterpart, divine connection, the Lovers. And the Lovers also represents choices, which is indicated here as well by that Seven of Water. So these are some reoccurring themes here, like a major decision. Also, it could be a major decision with a partner or about a partner. So, yeah, that definitely feels like that's going to hit for some of you, for sure. You guys also might find yourselves bickering a little bit more than usual. I'm seeing this King of Wands facing this way and the Queen of Wands facing that way. And although you have the same goals, I feel like you guys might trigger each other a little bit in the month of March. But I don't see any like bad consequences because of that. It's just you're triggering each other. And this is the last card I want to talk about, number 46, the Uncharted Sea. 46 reduces down to the number 10 or 1, number 1 in numerology, and number 1s are about new beginnings. So definitely some type of new beginning here. It just might take a while for things to fully play out. So the Uncharted Sea, the key concepts here are stepping into the unknown without a map, moving beyond your comfort zone, choosing to do things differently, trusting in the ebb and flow of life, being in the dark and letting curiosity lead, the faith that all will be well. Yeah, I love that word curiosity that came out. Wands are definitely curious creatures, okay? So there could be an important fire sign, or it's just like that curiosity, creativity energy coming out. Your comfort zone is sometimes exactly that, a safe, familiar harbor you finally come to in yourself. You have a sense that you don't need more than what is available right where you've landed in life. Now, however, is not one of those times. And I love this message here for you, Cancer, because you guys are represented by the crab. So you have that shell that you guys can retreat to and you feel safe. You like, a lot of Cancers are home bodies and you like to go back to your safe place. And you know what? I think that out of all the water signs, I think that the Cancers are the most earthy of the waters. I say that like I have my own version of this is what this sign element is, but I also think that it's mixed with this other element. So hopefully that makes sense for some of you. But anyway, going back to this. Like the archetypal hero's journey, the universe is inviting you to step into uncharted waters. Something is stirring, adventure is calling. You may want to resist this urge because it will involve leaving your comfort zone. But embarking on this journey is essential for your well-being. Navigating the uncharted aspects of yourself means you won't have a map because no one else has ever been here. On this journey, you cannot rely on the help you would typically expect from others who have gone before you. This new territory is yours to explore. You're invited to be a pioneer, a path maker, a magical cartographer who draws your map with your own life force as the ink. I love that sentence. I love that sentence so much. Okay, so this is also reminding me of the 10 of Wands that we have here, is that this path is yours to walk alone. And even though it can feel heavy and it can feel like a burden, it can feel overwhelming, this is your path to walk. And you can't just hand it off to somebody else and say, here, you take over. You know, you have to walk this path. For small things like, hey, I really don't feel like doing the dishes tonight. Hey, can you help fold the laundry? That's one thing. But when this comes to owning your life story, walking your life path, that's yours to own, babe. You've got to do that. And this is something new coming in. This is uncharted territory. This is you exploring yourself and who you are at this time. So, all right, this is the last few sentences here. This is the day to dive into a novel experience and fully immerse yourself in the new. You don't know what this sea of possibility has in store for you. So stay curious and refrain from judgment or the need to label. Give yourself the time and freedom to be curious without the limitations and boundaries projected by your memories or expectations. You are in an amazing place right now, and you will never be the same for surveying these waters. I love this message for you, Cancer. If these messages were resonating for you, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified when I post more videos like this. Feel free to comment below. All of the above. I love you guys so much. If you're looking for that personal reading, go on and schedule on crystallizewithkate.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful month of March, and I will see you in another video.